After nearly 4 years of silence, HBO has finally broken the news fans have been waiting for. Euphoria is coming back. But this time it's not just a return. It's a reinvention. Because when the glitter fades and the camera lights up again in spring 2026, the world of Rue, Jules, and Nate won't look the same. At all. The new season brings faces no one saw coming. A mix of Hollywood veterans, internet icons, and award-winning newcomers, all stepping into one of television's most unpredictable universes. For a show that changed the visual language of teenage storytelling, this comeback feels like more than a continuation. It feels like a gamble, one that could either redefine Euphoria or end the era it started. So, after all this time, why the wait? And what happened behind the scenes that almost made this comeback impossible? It's hard to believe it's been almost 4 years since Euphoria last aired. 4 years since Rue took that final walk out of the auditorium, promising to stay clean as Labyrinth's haunting score echoed in the background. Since that moment, fans have been asking one question over and over again. When is Season 3 coming? But the silence stretched longer than anyone expected. Behind the scenes, showrunner Sam Levinson was juggling multiple high-profile projects, including the controversial The Idol, while the main cast exploded into global stardom. Zendaya was filming blockbuster sequels, Sydney Sweeney launched her own production company, and Jacob Elordi became a household name through Saltburn and Priscilla. The more successful they became, the harder it was to get them all back in one place. And then, the whispers started. Claims that HBO was quietly considering a creative restructuring. Some reports even suggested the network feared Euphoria's lightning-in-a-bottle formula couldn't be recreated. But as fan hashtags like Notchin' Euphoria Season 3 when trended every few months, it became clear the audience wasn't ready to let go. For them, Euphoria wasn't just a show. It was an era, one that redefined how a generation saw itself on screen. When Euphoria finally returns, some of the faces we fell in love with are stepping back under the fluorescent glow of Levinson's lens. Zendaya, now a 2-time Emmy winner and box office powerhouse after Dune and Challengers, is returning as Rue Bennett, the heart and heartbreak of the series. Sydney Sweeney, who went from Cassie's bathroom breakdowns to red carpet dominance and her own production empire, is back too. Jacob Elordi, no longer just the brooding Nate Jacobs but a global phenomenon after Saltburn and Priscilla, joins them, along with Hunter Schafer, Coleman Domingo, Alexa Demi, and Maud Apatow. Each one has evolved, not just as actors but as cultural figures. And that's what makes this comeback so fascinating. Because this isn't the same cast that started out as high school misfits in 2019. They're older now, more complex, and carrying real-world fame that mirrors the intensity their characters once only pretended to have. The question on everyone's mind is simple but loaded. Can Euphoria recapture the raw, chaotic magic of adolescence when its stars have outgrown it? Or will Season 3 become something entirely different? A reflection of who they've become, both on and off screen. But not every familiar face will be walking those neon-lit hallways again. Storm Reid, who brought quiet strength and emotional grounding as Rue's younger sister Gia, won't be returning for Season 3. Her absence leaves a noticeable gap, one that fans have already started mourning online. Yet even that loss pales in comparison to the heartbreak that still lingers over the Euphoria community. The passing of Angus Cloud. At just 25, Angus's sudden death stunned Hollywood and shattered the hearts of millions of fans around the world. On screen, his character Fezco wasn't just a fan favorite. He was the soul of the chaos, the unlikely moral compass in a world full of broken people. His final moments in Season 2 left us with a gunshot, a cliffhanger, and countless unanswered questions. Since then, tributes have poured in from the cast, crew, and fans who saw more than a character. They saw the warmth of the actor behind it. Writers now face an impossible task: how to honor Fezco without erasing him. Reports suggest Season 3 will address his absence with grace, giving his character a respectful farewell instead of a quiet disappearance. It's a delicate balance, paying tribute without exploiting grief. And it could become the emotional heartbeat of the entire new season. Because no matter how many new stars join the cast, there's only one Fezco, and his shadow still looms over Euphoria's return. And then came the announcement that sent the internet spiraling, a casting reveal that no one could have predicted. HBO dropped a list of 18 new names joining Euphoria's third season, and it reads like the wildest Hollywood dinner party imaginable. At the top are powerhouse performers like Danielle Deadwyler, whose emotional turns in Till and the Piano Lesson earned her critical acclaim. Natasha Lyonne, the sharp-witted star of Orange is the New Black and Russian Doll, and horror legend Eli Roth, best known for creating Hostel. But that was only the beginning. The internet nearly broke when fans spotted the names Trisha Paytas, the YouTuber and pop culture lightning rod, and Homer Gare, the son of acting icon Richard Gere. Together, this lineup feels less like a casting call and more like a cultural collision. You've got prestige actors, viral personalities, and second-generation Hollywood legacies, all walking into the same chaotic universe. It's the kind of mix that guarantees tension both on-screen and off. And if HBO's goal was to make people talk again about Euphoria, it worked. Because suddenly everyone's asking, what kind of story could possibly fit all of these worlds together? According to early reports, Season 3 of Euphoria won't pick up where we left off. Instead, it's expected to leap forward in time, beyond the walls of East Highland High. Rue Bennett is sober now, at least the last time we saw her, but sobriety doesn't equal peace. The question haunting fans is, what happens when the chaos ends and she has to face life without it? This next chapter could explore what adulthood really looks like for characters who once defined teenage rebellion, jobs, ambition, identity, and the quiet ache of trying to rebuild a life that once burned down. Sam Levinson, the show's creator, has remained cryptic about the new direction, especially after the controversy surrounding his other HBO project, The Idol. Insiders hint that he's planning a more mature, stripped-down tone, focusing less on glitter and spectacle, and more on introspection, choices, and consequence. Think less high school drama, more existential reckoning. If true, this could be Euphoria's boldest evolution yet. Not just a time jump, but a tonal one. Because if Season 1 was about escape, and Season 2 was about collapse, then Season 3 might finally be about redemption, or the haunting realization that some people never really change. Behind the scenes, production is already underway in Los Angeles, with cameras expected to roll fully by early 2025. Crew members who've reportedly seen early drafts of the scripts are calling the new season darker but more philosophical, a phrase that's only deepened fan curiosity. According to these insiders, Euphoria is trading some of its wildest visual chaos for something more grounded. A story about what happens when the glitter fades and reality finally sets in. It's not about high school anymore. It's about what comes after, when the consequences finally catch up. But the rumors don't stop there. Whispers have spread online about surprise cameos from none other than Sharon Stone and global pop icon Rosalia, both of whom have already been loosely linked to the show. If those appearances are real, it signals a striking new direction for the series, merging cinematic legends and music world royalty in one of HBO's most provocative dramas. Fans are also spinning theories about fresh romantic pairings, explosive rivalries, and a rumored plotline that could fracture Rue and Jules' fragile connection once and for all. Right now, HBO isn't confirming any of it, and maybe that's the point. The mystery has become part of Euphoria's DNA. Every unanswered question keeps the conversation alive, and in true Levinson fashion, the silence might just be the setup for something no one's ready for. For all its controversy and chaos, Euphoria left an unmistakable mark on Gen Z culture. From the glitter tears to the slow-motion heartbreaks, the show didn't just depict youth. It defined an era of it. Its fashion became runway inspiration. Its soundtrack reshaped streaming charts, and its aesthetic turned social media into a collage of neon lights and emotional honesty. Every episode felt like a fever dream wrapped in reality, and that's exactly why it resonated. It made pain beautiful, and beauty sometimes unbearable. Now, as Euphoria prepares to rise again in 2026, it does so under the weight of loss and the promise of reinvention. The ghost of Angus Cloud lingers in every frame fans will see, a reminder that some parts of the story and of life can't be rewritten. Yet amid that grief, there's a quiet sense of hope, a belief that maybe this season will close the circle, showing these characters not as cautionary tales, but as survivors. So what will Euphoria look like now? Older, rawer, and stripped of the illusions that once defined it? That's the question pulling millions back in. After 4 years of waiting, heartbreak, and speculation, the lights are finally turning back on. And as we count down to the premiere, one question remains for you. Which new cast member are you most excited to see? And do you think Euphoria can still capture the same magic it once had?